Hey everybody, it's Teresa from Heal It For Real. Today's episode is on benzodiazepine and antidepressant withdrawal syndrome, which is something that unfortunately I have a ton of experience with. So I'm here to help you do this safely and to stay as comfortable and healthy as possible throughout the process. Before I give my 7 tips for surviving this withdrawal process, I just want to get really real. Let's get real. If you're dependent on one of these drugs, you have a drug problem. It's not unlike an alcohol problem. The same way that an alcoholic needs alcohol, and without it, their physical chemistry, brain chemistry, goes haywire. You need this drug. Without it, your brain chemistry goes haywire. So we just need to be really real about what's going on. You have a drug problem. It's not your fault at all. You got this from a doctor. You thought it was a medicine. Everybody else seemed to be doing it. Nobody warned you about the dangers of this drug or how to safely get off of it or how hard it would be to get off of. There are, in fact, no long-term studies to show the effects of any of these drugs on the human brain. So it is not your fault, but it is your reality. And you also have brain damage. You have brain damage from these drugs. You can check out my other episode called Heal It For Real Benzo Withdrawal to learn more about how that specifically works. And it's slightly different for benzo. You're going to have GABA A receptor brain damage. And from an antidepressant, it's probably going to give you serotonin receptor brain damage. This brain damage is temporary and it's reversible and it will go away over time, but it's going to take time. So you have a disability, you have a disadvantage that very few people are going to understand. There's very little awareness and sympathy in the public about this, and I'm sorry. And I apologize on behalf of this country's healthcare system for getting you stuck on these drugs. It's really tragic. I'm really sorry. And I know how it feels. So my first tip is don't cold turkey. Don't cold turkey under any circumstances, especially not off of benzo. You can have strokes, you can have seizures, you can lose your life. It's not worth the risk. So don't be a warrior. Don't try to prove how strong you are. Trust me, I'm very strong. And I endured 6 months of total agony in cold turkey withdrawal from KLONAPIN before I had to get back on it because I was having seizures and I was completely suicidal and out of my mind from the withdrawal. So don't cold turkey. My second tip is need professional guidance. So find a doctor who's sympathetic, who understands what you're going through. The vast majority of doctors out there are going to have no clue what you're talking about. So I recommend you go to pointofreturn.com. It's an organization that can put you in touch with a doctor that knows what they're talking about. They have taper medicine specialists all day, every day. That's what they do. They help people get off these drugs. There's a safe way to do it, and you are going to want that professional guidance. Okay, so Point of Return, excellent organization, saved my life completely. My third tip is go slow. That's the only way to win this game. Slow and steady wins the race. You're going to need to do a liquid taper. You're going to have a compounding pharmacy. And Point of Return can help you arrange all this and help you, coordinate with your prescriber and your pharmacy to get a liquid version of your drug. You're going to have a syringe, and you're going to make extremely small reductions in your dose every week. Okay, you're going to start off at your full dose, and you're going to go like that, almost imperceptible, tiny, tiny, tiny micro reductions in your dose at regular intervals, say every week. This is the only way to do it in a controlled manner. If you're going to dry cut pills, you're going to have inconsistent doses, which are going to throw your neurochemistry levels up and down and all around. So go slow, do a liquid taper, be real, be honest, be sober about how long this is going to take. For antidepressants, you could be done in a matter of a few months. For benzos, it's going to take longer, probably a year, maybe 2 years, depending on how long you've been on the drug. So you're in this for the long haul. Go at your own pace. Even if you do make a reduction, if your body doesn't tolerate that reduction, stay where you're at until you can stabilize enough to handle your next cut. Take it from me, it's not a good idea to try to go too fast or to say, hey, I feel great this week, I'm going to make a double cut. No. I'm sorry, you can't get away with it. Your brain is too sensitive, okay? And it takes time for it to heal. So what you're doing on a neurochemical level is this benzodiazepine, for example, has been kind of acting like a false door jam to hold open your GABA A receptors so that GABA can flood into your system, keep you calm. Over time, your body forgets how to regulate that receptor and to keep that door open because of the damage to your receptor and your ion channel. So without the drug, when you take the drug away cold turkey, the door's going to slam shut. You can't get any GABA in. That's how come you can have seizures and die. With a slow taper, you're kind of, slowly pulling the drug out so that the doors have time to adjust, to remember how to do this naturally without the crutch of the drug. Okay, so you're still going to have some symptoms and some fluctuations, but overall, you're going to heal and upregulate those neurotransmitter receptor sites naturally over time if you go slow. Okay, so my fourth tip is nourish your spirit with beautiful music, things that help you breathe, stay calm, relax, do some meditation. It's an amazing time to learn how to work with your mind and your thoughts to do biofeedback and regulate your own breathing, your own anxiety levels. Listen to some beautiful music and also laugh. Laugh as much as you can to distract yourself from these symptoms because they're temporary and they mean that you're healing. They are signs that you are healing. So they're not going to last. They're just temporary symptoms. Don't get too hung up on them. Just distract yourself from them until they pass, because they will. It's a really good idea to have support from somebody who's been through this, who knows the pain of this, the struggle of this, that can encourage you when it gets hard. Because, as I said before, there's very little understanding and sympathy from the general public. Even your family is probably not going to understand at all what you're going through. Okay, my fifth tip is neurofeedback. Neurofeedback is excellent for this kind of withdrawal, for helping you get off of these drugs. So look into who can do neurofeedback in your area. Give it a try. My sixth tip is diet. You're going to need to cut sugar and caffeine out of your diet completely because your nervous system is oversensitive right now. That's why light seems bright, noise seems loud. That's why you're so sensitive to your environment. Okay, so caffeine is a neurostimulant and a neuroirritant. It irritates your nerves, so it's going to amplify that phenomenon of being overly sensitive. Okay, and so you really just can't have caffeine during this process. That brings me to my final point: is supplement your diet with superfood, organic nutrition, green foods, nutrient-dense organic superfoods. This is by far and away the very most important thing that I did that has given me results, that has helped me with my taper and my withdrawal process. So you're going to be nourishing yourself on a cellular level with cellularly satisfying superfoods that are going to help you repair your brain faster. They're going to help you manage your metabolism and balance out your hormones, going to help you with your circadian rhythms and your sleep. I used to be the most hardcore insomniac and coffee addict, and now I don't need coffee. I sleep great every night, and that's what's allowing me to make those reductions in my benzo. So I'm almost completely off of it now, and I'm handling the reductions better than ever because of the way that I'm supporting myself with superfood nutrition. The superfood nutrition program that I'm using only costs me $5 a day, and it has given me the best results out of anything that I have tried. And I know there's a lot of things out there marketed towards people that are in various states of withdrawal, and I will not tell you that this will allow you to get off of it overnight, because it won't, but it will help you with your digestion, which is one of the first things that goes haywire in the withdrawal process. It will stabilize your digestion. It will support your liver in cleansing and detoxifying these drugs and their heavy metal components and these binders that have been stuck in your body for years. It will absolutely help improve your sleep, your mood, your emotional stability. And ultimately, it's just going to help you get off of these drugs and stay off of them and not need them. I used to have panic attacks constantly. Haven't had one in 3 months. And I have been sleeping every single night for the past 3 months, which is, again, what is allowing me to get off of the benzo, which I got on in the first place for insomnia. So I hope that you have learned something today about how these drugs do not work. They make your anxiety and your depression worse over time. They cause brain damage. And I hope that you have learned something about how to safely get off of them. Much power and much love to you for wanting this for yourself, for wanting this sobriety, for wanting this true health. You can achieve it. You can do it. I know it's hard. I know it's really hard. And if you've been put on one of these drugs, you are working with a serious handicap and a serious disadvantage. So I'm not going to tell you that it's easy. I know it's hard. But I'm doing it. And if I can do it, you can do it. So contact me. Follow me on Facebook, Teresa Stickney. Message me. Subscribe. I'm going to be doing videos every Monday on different topics. And until then, just stay in your heart. Breathe deep, eat healthy, and keep the faith, because you're going to get through this. All right. Thank you for watching. I'm out.